This is Ian Bennett with West Coast Fire Training, and today we're going to talk about how to minimize your heat exposure as the ignition officer. While we don't think about instructors being at high risk during training, one of the people who suffers the most is often the ignition officer. They're in there for a long time, lighting fires, repeatedly loading. So how do we protect ourselves from thermal insult? So there's several simple principles that we follow to minimize our heat exposure. The first is you gotta get low. And our rule is unless we're gonna light the package and leave immediately, if we're gonna hold the torch on the fuel package for any sustained length of time, our instructors are on our knees. So rather than holding the torch on the fuel package here like this until it's going the way I want it to, I'm gonna be down on my knees with the torch on the package. Just by elevating myself in the space to a standing position, I take so much more thermal insult from that convected currents. So once I've got the fuel package going the way I want it, it's self-sustaining. I don't need the torch anymore. I'm still low, I'm still down on my knees. Now I need to use shielding and distance. Just like any type of radiation, that thermal radiation from the fire is going to lower if I'm farther away from it or shielded from it. So for instance, if I'm going to manage the airflow from the door over there, well, there's a wall right there. I stay low, I move behind the wall, and now I can manage the door behind me. I can keep an eye on the fire behavior from the fuel package, make sure it's doing what I want. If I have a team that's down the hallway here, I can communicate with them visually. But anytime I don't need to directly interact with the fire, I stay back. Another critical piece, a rule that we have for our instructors, is don't play with it. But once we've built the fuel package, we've built it the way we want it. I light the fuel package, and now the Excelsior isn't going as quickly as I would like. It's very tempting at that point for me to come in, try and fluff up some of this Excelsior, readjust the pallet. These micro adjustments have almost no impact on the fire behavior long term, but they expose me to a huge amount of thermal radiation. And what does that do to my resting heart rate? It's just not good long term or even short term. If the package starts to go out, fine. Get the torch, bring it back in, get low, restart the sequence. But if it's just taking a little bit longer or something doesn't look exactly like you want, be patient, it'll do it eventually. Don't play with it.